Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning and hope you're having a great start to your day. We appreciate you guys, and I know it's a holiday Monday in Canada, our Thanksgiving. And to American friends, good morning. Brahim, how are you? Eric, how you doing? We appreciate you guys coming on this morning. Mike from Norland. And Andrea, Niagara Falls, good morning. Mary from Norwich. And Sandy, good morning. Bill, how are you? And let me see here. Tina, Nova Scotia, good morning to you. Rachel, how are you? And Georgie from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Wendy from Markham, good morning. Nellie, how are you? And Olga, much appreciated. Madalena, how are you? Andrea, Nouveau-Brunswick. Jeanette, how are you? And Deb, Motown, Detroit, Michigan. Bonnie from Annandale, Minnesota. Nellie and Jerry from Nouveau-Brunswick. Sherry from Mississauga. Serpa, good morning. Dowling and Diane, Thunder Bay. Francis from Vaughan. Francis and Vince, she says. Rose, how are you? Marzana from Oakville. Deb from Timmins, good morning. Elaine, St. John's, Newfoundland. Keith, good morning. Stormy says. Wendy in London. Kevin, there you are, Kevin. Oshawa, good morning. Frylene, did I say that right? Dale. Keith from Sable Beach, or Sable Beach, is it? I don't know. Krista, how are you? Margaret, Lakeland. Donna, good morning. And we appreciate and happy Thanksgiving to our Canadian watchers here. Laurie, Deb, and Elsie, Newfoundland. Carol and Craig from Caledonia. Dave, Muskoka. Glenna, Nouveau-Brunswick, good morning. Lorna, Maryland, how are you? Nina, Chatham, Kent. Okay. Shirley, Saskatchewan, good morning. Gary. So we're going to do today, Sue, how are you? And Sylvia. You know what we're going to do this morning? We're going to look. Faye, how are you? I hate to miss anybody. Heather, I can actually see your names this morning. I think it's the background here. And Debbie in Rice Lake. Judy, good morning. Francis, Marie. Okay. Carol in Newfoundland. And Sharon. Robin, Connecticut. Ginny, freezing Sudbury. Helen, okay. Sue, good morning. Okay, we appreciate you guys. Thanks again for coming on. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to do News Headlines Monday. Okay? I always thought I was going to make that consistent, but sometimes I get sidetracked and we go to another topic. But let's just look at some of the headlines that came out on this past weekend. Okay? And actually, two studies I read on the weekend on choline. Okay? So choline is an amino acid, okay, found primarily in, well, you ain't getting choline unless you're eating eggs, meat, and cheese, but the highest source of choline is found in egg yolks. Remember when they told us all those years? Don't eat the egg yolk, eat the egg white. And you guys know this. I was screaming against that. Like the stupidity beyond stupidity is eating egg whites. Look, you want to get extra protein, I guess you could just eat egg whites, but why would you avoid the yolk? That's where all the vitamins are. That's where all the nutrition is, and especially choline. Okay, so now I want to bring you a couple of studies on choline. Okay, here now. Okay, diets. This is a study that says diets chronically deficient in choline will eventually lead to fatty liver. Okay, let me repeat. Diets chronically deficient in choline will eventually lead to fatty liver. Now, what do we know about fatty liver? Okay. Now remember, used to be a time when there was, cirrhosis of the liver. Fatty liver is something new. High non-alcoholic fatty liver is something that we just never saw before the 1980s. Now, if you want, you can refer to a podcast that I did a week, 10 days ago on that subject. Okay, the 1980s. Might have been a good time to be born, but nutrition took a huge turn because of the invention, man-made invention of high fructose corn syrup. And I blame the government in a lot of ways because what they did is they subsidized corn, the production of corn. So it made it very inexpensive, and they made up a sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and the rest is history. We have, in my medical textbooks, if you go back in the 1970s, no non-alcoholic NAF DL, okay? Non-alcoholic fatty liver. No D in there. But guys, listen, there was no such thing. You never even read about it. Now, we knew all about cirrhosis of the liver. But non-alcoholic fatty liver, we didn't know anything about. But here's a study that's telling us that people that are chronically deficient in choline, and remember, choline, an amino acid that you get from the animal kingdom. See, what happened, not only in the 1980s was there a big switch between adding sugars like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and all the companies, all the food companies, they switched the sugar. Bad news. Not that sugar was ever really good for you, but they added it to everything, including soda. So you have high fructose corn syrup, fatty liver. The development of fatty liver. Now, number two, the switch in eating low fat. The whole low fat craze actually started earlier than that, but really, really took off in the 1980s. It took off. Fat-free. Fat-free. And we've had really 30, 40 years of it. Fat-free. Hey, Dr. Martin, I eat fat-free yogurt. Well, yeah, and that's what's going to happen to your brain when you eat fat-free yogurt. You're going to lose your brain. Your brain is fat. And if someone calls you fathead, take it as a compliment. But when they went fat-free, they went choline-free without realizing it. Nobody said that to anybody. You're going to miss out on choline. And choline is an essential for your brain. But now they're showing that choline is essential for your liver. It helps keep your liver from fatty liver. And what are we at now? 30, 40% of the population have some form of fatty liver. Look, your body compensates. When you have too much fat in your liver, your body compensates. So what does it do? It sends triglycerides into your bloodstream. And that creates a compound of problems because triglycerides clog up your arteries, and so does triglycerides affect your brain. They cross the blood-brain barrier. Not good. Not good. And then you get low HDL. You know how many times in blood work that I see blood work of people with low HDL cholesterol? The FedEx trucks, the Canada Post trucks, the US Post trucks, the Amazon trucks, the delivery trucks that are they deliver, HDL delivers hormones. Okay? Why would you want to lower that? HDL, that's why I'm always like, don't send me your LDL. I don't care. And you can't make me. No, I don't mind LDL because medicine has made a huge boo-boo in trying to lower cholesterol, especially because they found a drug that lowers cholesterol. And by the way, that's another study we're going to look at this morning. Okay? Now, they made a big mistake because when you lower LDL, you lower your immune system and other things. Okay? But this whole cholesterol hoax has really made people unwell because they don't have enough HDL. And when you don't have enough HDL, those are your trucks on the highways and byways of your body that are not only bringing your hormones. You want to know why women get so messed up in their hormones? A lot of times is they don't have enough cholesterol. And men, they don't get enough, you can't transport testosterone without HDL. So when your HDL is low, your testosterone is low. Why do you want to have low testosterone? You don't want low testosterone, men. Ladies, you want to have balanced hormones, you need cholesterol. Anyway, this whole cholesterol craze caused a complete deficiency in HDL cholesterol. And those are the guys that not only bring your hormones through your blood vessels and deliver to everywhere needed, but on the way back, they hitch their wagons to triglycerides. They take your triglycerides in your blood vessels and they bring them back to the liver for processing. Why would you want to interfere with that? I just don't understand it, guys. Well, I understand it, but I don't like it because it's poor science. And even today, here we are in 2023, and 99% of every physician, 99% of the population think that cholesterol is the boogeyman. It's crazy. It's crazy. Choline, okay? Diets chronically deficient in choline will eventually lead to fatty liver. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay? Now, listen to this other one. This is on choline too, okay? It came out this weekend that I saw, okay? 300 milligrams of choline in an egg yolk, okay? 300 milligrams, okay, daily, improves memory within 6 weeks. And you get sustained improvement of your memory after 12 weeks in seniors. What should seniors be eating in the morning? All bran? or eggs? Oatmeal or eggs? 300 milligrams, okay, in an egg yolk of choline improves memories in seniors at 6 weeks in observational studies compared to placebo. These are studies done with placebo. They give a person a pill. No, they don't. They give people, they have two groups. They give people in one group eggs, one egg every day, 6 weeks. They give the placebo group a placebo. I don't know what they did. I didn't tell. It just said compared to placebo. So would they give them a fake egg? I don't know. Or maybe just egg whites. All I know is the results are pretty incredible. In 6 weeks, your memory improves. In 12 weeks, you sustain that improvement. Do you think you should be eating an egg every day? I think so. Dr. Martin, what about cholesterol? What about it? You're just going to elevate your HDL. It's good for you. Don't let anybody tell you different. Because if they do, they don't know a thing about nutrition. They might know something about medicine, but they know nothing about nutrition. And I've been screaming about eggs. I remember doing a video on eggs, and we got over 1 million views on that video about eggs. Eat an egg every day. It's so good for you. Okay? And I did that about 7-8 years ago. Because I've been preaching eggs for a long time. So remember that commercial? Get cracking. Get cracking. Okay. That was on the choline found in an egg. Now, choline is found in cheese, and choline is found in meat, but not in asparagus. Not asparagus is good. Broccoli is good, but it don't have choline. Got it? And cereal, it sure doesn't. Okay? Because that's the choice still today of seniors. Gotta have my oatmeal, otherwise I might not be able to go to the bathroom or my all brand. Okay? Too bad, so sad. Now, let's get to a few more. Okay, where am I now? Oh, yes, okay. So that study was done on eggs, choline. 1 egg yolk a day. Love it. Love it, guys. Okay? Now, 2, let's talk about, and I'm going to do a deep dive on this because I want to bring you a program on this because this really upset me. And it's got a connection to eggs. Okay? It's got a connection. Let me read you the study first. Statins. Okay? What are statins? Cholesterol lowering medication. Okay? So we all know what statins are. The #1 seller of all time. The #1 revenue seller of all time is a statin drug, and it's called Lipitor. So when you hear about Lipitor, Crestor, Zocor, yada, 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 those are statin drugs. They lower your cholesterol. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? Anyhow, this is what they do. Okay, so statin drugs, what we've known for a long time is statin drugs destroy your CoQ10. Now, what's CoQ10? Your body makes CoQ10. Your mitochondria, your little battery packs in your muscles, okay? You got a lot of battery packs, especially in your heart, in your brain, because wherever you produce energy, you need battery packs. They're called mitochondria. They're part of your cells. The only thing that doesn't have a mitochondria is your red blood cell. It has oxygen, but not a mitochondria within it. But every other cell, your muscle cells, your bone cells, your eye cell, everything has a mitochondria. You need it. And the heart has, what, about 5,000 battery packs? And your battery packs don't work properly without CoQ10. Okay, your body makes it. But statins, well established, because if you listen to a commercial on TV for statin drugs, okay, they'll tell, well, they don't tell you on the commercial, but you usually have a commercial right after telling you about my doctor likes ubiquinol, CoQ10. Okay? And because they know that statin drugs destroy CoQ10. Imagine that. Okay, we know that. Well established. Number two, CoQ10 with our statin drugs, people give themselves high five. Dr. Martin, I got my cholesterol down. Why did you want to do that? Well, my doctor, I know. I love your doctor. Tell your doctor I love them. Okay? But they're wrong. Okay? But you can tell them I love them anyways. I do. And it affects the brain. You got so much mitochondria in your brain because there's so much energy that has to go to the brain. Your brain is headquarters. Your brain, when you eat, it's like taxes. 25% of all your energy from foods goes to the brain up here. You think you got a lot of power plants in your brain? You better believe it. Problem is, those power plants, they produce ATP. And statins affect that. They destroy those power plants. Your battery packs. Okay? This is well established, like I said. I'm going to do a deep dive on this. And then it affects your heart muscle. Hello? Holy moly. What are you taking a statin for? My heart. Yeah, but you got a lot of battery packs in your heart. Anyway. And then the new one is, okay, just came out. Statin drugs create leaky gut. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew antibiotics created leaky gut. Number two, I knew that non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, okay, over-the-counter ones even, create leaky gut. You know what creates leaky gut? And what? 50, 60% of the population, when they get over the age of 50 years old, are taking statin drugs. It destroys the friendly bacteria. It disrupts the microbiome. Holy moly. Holy moly. That ought to get us angry. But they don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. And guys, I didn't tell you to stop your statin drugs. I won't do that. You're not my patient. Okay? You're not my patient. Okay, now, let's do another one here. Okay, so that's statins. But like I said, I'm going to go into a deep dive on this because I want to go through the side effects of statin drugs. I mean, they're legion. But that's a new one. Statin drugs create leaky gut. Man, does everything affect the gut or what? Okay? So if you're on statin drugs, you better be on probiotics. Broad spectrum probiotics. Now, mega-analysis. This is another one, okay? So we talked about the choline. We talked about statin drugs. Number 3, okay? And I'm going to do 4 today. A mega-analysis study on vitamin D. Here we go again. What's my favorite vitamin? Coffee. Followed closely by the sun. But this is supplementation, okay? This, you know what, guys? Here's a very practical sort of rule of thumb. The vast majority of people need to what? They need to supplement with vitamin D. Why? Because they don't get enough vitamin D. And unless, you might live in Florida and you think, well, I get enough vitamin D. But most Floridians are scared skinny of the sun. And they don't get enough vitamin D. And as you get older, you're not out in the sun maybe as much or whatever. And look I like if you can get the sun, vitamin D, the best. And lots of other things from the sun too. Get my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel. Okay? Get the book, Sun, Steak, and Steel. But here's a new one. It reaffirms previous studies on vitamin D and breast cancer. Listen to this. Daily dosing of vitamin D is a major protector against breast cancer. Ladies, I'm trying to get your attention. Vitamin D is a major protector of breast cancer. Major protector. Do you need it? Absolutely. And guys, the vast majority of us, here we are, okay, we're into October. And you know what? You need to take vitamin D as a supplement. Okay? You ain't getting enough sun for your daily dose that you need. Okay? Rarely enough. Especially when we get into the dark months. This is the time, if you haven't started yet, get vitamin D. I like it with K2, you know that. Okay? Vitamin D, but vitamin D is essential. And they're saying in this study, 4,000 IUs a day will give you great protection against breast cancer. Ladies, that's the memo for you. Get your vitamin D and start taking it. It's really essential for you. And this study was a mega analysis study. They looked at all the studies. And vitamin D has so many studies, it's unbelievable. And yet there's a war on vitamin D. Okay? There's a war on vitamin D. It's sad. We live in a kind of world that there's so much nonsense. There's so much stupidity when it comes to health. It's unreal. And again, you guys know better, and I'm thankful for my audience that knows better than to go along with the nonsense about vitamin D. Oh, vitamin D. It can kill you. Nah, nobody died of vitamin D. Not one person. Not one person ever died because they were toxic by vitamin D. Ever. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that die daily because they don't get enough vitamin D. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do this fourth one tomorrow. No, I won't. Okay? No, I won't. Because tomorrow is a travel day. So I'm traveling tomorrow. Okay? So we'll be back on Wednesday, Lord willing. Okay? So I got a real good study here, and I figured I want to sort of unpack it a little bit more and spend some more time on it. So I don't want to just leave you hanging and not giving you a deep dive into this fourth study that just came out. Fantastic. And you'll appreciate it when we go through it. Okay, guys. So that was sort of a holiday edition of the Doctor's In. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it very much. Friday is question and answer Friday. You know how much fun that is. So get your questions in. We appreciate those questions. And we try and cover it from A to Z or A to Z or whatever way you like to pronounce it. Okay, guys, we love you dearly and we'll talk to you soon.